say. So,
Does anybody ever say to you, or has anybody ever said to you, "I'm warning you"?
yeah. You know what?
It's fucking stupid.
If I remember correctly, that was a lot that was most prevalent during my like school years. I'm warning you, Mr. Kawash.
It's fucking dumb.
Like,
Why do you need to tell me that I'm warning? Like that's like if you're taking a chip out of that bag, you're like, "I'm eating you." It knows. It already knows. You don't have to say it.
I mean,
What's understood ain't got to be explained.
Oh, I just wondered, like...
That's my thought process on it.
Well, I thought you
Also,
were
it's stupid. Like, bitch, so what? There's also that.
I'm more like, well, what were you getting at if you're warning me? Like, are you threatening me with violence?
I am Cornholio. You're threatening me? Yeah, no, I'm not. No. Don't tell me you're warning me. Fuck you. Don't warn me, bitch. You know, just bring on whatever the consequence you're getting at.
I mean, listen,
in a school setting, you're not going to take that approach because if it's coming from a teacher,
if I'm being honest, sometimes, I mean, depending on what we're speaking about, a warning wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, but I don't need you to tell me this is like I'm warning you. Like if you give me the warning, that's already enough. I feel like it's repetitive to tell me I'm warning you.
Well, what constitutes a warning?
Whatever they're warning you of. I don't know. Anything could be a warning. If you eat that ice cube, you might get a brain freeze. That's a warning. You know?
All right, this content sucks.
Well, I wasn't intending to go this far with it. All I really wanted to say was it's fucking stupid. But anyway, welcome to the show. You know?
Did you forget where you were at? Like,
Well, I had to develop a little thought process, but let's get ready to podcast. It's episode number 94. 94?
Yeah, what you jumped back 10?
Yeah, I don't know what. Listen, it's been a long week in general, but the weekend has already even began as a long weekend. So
yeah, but I'll take a long weekend.
I mean,
do you mean it's so long that it's going to become short at the end of the weekend? Like,
I mean that there's
so
just
quickly.
I mean that there's a lot to do in the weekend. So I guess
what I'm saying is it one of those things where it's such a long weekend, but it's long in regards to like all of the things that you have to do, or all the
not in length.
All of your
not in length. I'll never complain that it's a long weekend.
So all of your commitments are making it a long weekend that in turn will make it be a short one when you look back on it.
Yes, in turn it will make it feel as though it was not a weekend. But luckily tomorrow is a day full of nothingness. You know, so I can get things edited real fast. You know, get the pod out. Maybe you can look at some Patreon information and whatnot. But we're stopping right there with the Patreon. Let's not go any further.
Yeah, I mean, because damn,
I still haven't even finished introing the show. You know, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I like to do the little carnival thing now because it always fucks with him.
I was really hoping you were going to say children of all ages. That would have been. I would have been like, I gotta go.
Welcome to episode number 94 of the Kiona and Kasson podcast. I'm your host Adam, here with my brother Osama,
who's currently waiting for his headphones to charge.
He's waiting for his headphones, so he can't hear it the way I can hear it in here. You know,
I can hear it. It's perfectly fine.
Well, I mean, like, but there's a different tone that comes in the headphones. I think
there's a different tone that comes in the headphones.
You can pause all of that. Listen, I'd like to apologize in advance if I'm like wiping my nose and whatnot. I'm allergied out right now. It's like
the weather can't make up its mind.
The pollen count here is terrible. They say, well, they say
the pollen count is ridiculous.
I don't know who explained this to me, but it was today, so I didn't really interact with that many people. But basically, they like,
what?
Oh, well, after a windy day.
How many people have you interacted with today?
Not very many, like 4. I don't know. But anyway, they told me that
one of the 4 people have given you
when it's very windy. Yes, and I'm just not 100% sure which one. So they say after a very windy day out, and then the next day it's like a stale kind of day, like it is out. It's like a little bit breezy out, but not really. That's when allergy count is the worst. So
I've been having my issues with it as well, and it sucks, especially during this time because you're under the mask, you're sniffling, you got to sneeze, you're like,
yeah. Oh, nothing worse under the mask. For whatever reason, just having a mask on already makes my nose like more drippy and shit. So
drippy
during the allergy season.
Yeah, I do get it. It does irritate my. I don't know. I think that's got to be across the board for people. Like it's got to be an irritant to people. You know, no matter what. Maybe depending on how long it is. Maybe it's breathing. your own errand repetitively through, back and forth.
Yeah,
It's like
probably. My nose is like, look, I'm trying to get rid of this. Stop putting it back in here.
Dude, I thought we got rid of this one already.
Like, I'm gonna make you where you have to take off your mask and blow it all out.
Blow it out your ass.
Get from the nose to the ass. I feel like
That's that
something there
Luda
is-
shit, man.
No, I understand that, but like it's a
Luda.
the correlation between those two activities is just
Who has the best introduction to them about to rap?
Man, I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, there's a name some.
So I mean, you got Luda, obviously. You got Jadakiss. As soon as you hear that,
So Luda's Luda. Jadakiss does his patented crackly laugh. Right. Rick Ross does his
yeah.
Does he even do that anymore?
I don't know. I'm
I
not
think
sure.
he kind of left that back. Like that's so 2019.
I don't know, man. Now that you ask the question, I can't like think of.
I don't think we
examples.
hear Ross the rap enough to know whether or not that's a thing.
I mean, if it's still a thing, we've heard a lot of Ross rapping, so we know that that's a thing. But
Well, I'm saying like right now, and that's what I was talking about currently. Currently.
man, why am I having difficulty?
Because you suck. Anyway,
Okay, well, you give us some examples, Mr.
I
Suck.
think that probably. I mean, what is
Right, I
like?
give
What's
us a suck.
Hove's? Does Hove? He used to do that more, right?
Yeah,
Hove.
they started doing this. Oh,
Yeah, I think you have to evolve. You have to do that.
Yeah,
All right. Well, apparently that Adam can't remember, and now in turn making me not be able to remember. So
yeah. Blame it on me. Sure, it works.
blame it on him.
Hey, listen, man.
What
Y'all,
was
y'all.
that Akon song? You could blame it on me or something like that.
Yeah. Why do you bring up the from now on? If you're gonna start bringing up references, you have to have it written down or something like that. Like have it in your head so we know exactly what it is.
Most of the show is off of the. I don't really think about any of the shit I'm saying before like we start the pod.
Like last week, I was watching it back and I was like, I was so frustrated with ourselves. I was like, I hate us. We didn't know anything that we were talking about. We would bring something up and then we would be like, yeah, I don't know what that is. Like,
all right, so here's what I was asking before we pressed record, and we'll definitely have references here.
Uh-huh.
What is your favorite snack food? Because we were sitting here talking, and I don't know if he's gonna have it in the pre-pod. Well, anyway, listen, we're eating these here, no plug because who cares? Clancy's original potato chips.
Of course, it's not a plug. Who's plugging off-brand chips?
Who the fuck? Yo, I will plug off-brand if they supply us with a nice little supply.
I mean, Clancy's been around for a minute. Like they might as well be brand name at this point. But
I have no
I
idea
still
who
would
they
consider-
are. So listen, all I was saying is inside that bag.
so you've been living a life of luxury
Look,
and
we've
with
eaten
Lay's.
We've had some chips, right? A few of them,
Yeah.
and it's here. I want to say that it hasn't moved much from where its original.
Yeah, I mean, I only
position.
ate like 2. So.
It's ridiculous. Where the rest are the chips?
Hey, listen, y'all already know my take on Pringles and them being the most value, and there's truth to it. If you have a fucking canister this long and you fill up the whole canister with fucking chips like you advertise is in there, I have to applaud you for that, and you keep your prices pretty low. It's like Arizona iced tea, right? You get a great value for that for $1.
How do they keep it at 99 cents? Here's how, because prices haven't gone up for their production. People are just saying that
Aluminum is still the same price. Because like everything else, like Coke and Sprite and Pepsi, all that shit, they all raised their prices.
and they have tall boy cans. I don't know how you can justify that they're not. So basically,
they should have made a beer.
Arizona
Yeah, you can get like $1 beer in a tall boy can.
make a Arnold. Well, they can make like an Arnold Palmer, like some sort of beer or something like that.
Some Arnold and vodka.
That sounds like
or
some
shit.
Goose Island shit.
Yeah.
Goose Island is like a local Chicago beer.
There's just certain companies you got to applaud for the value that they continue to bring. And if they could do it, y'all could do it, sucker. That's all I'm
No,
saying.
there are, and then there's some companies that, again, we go through it every week. Nike, that don't seem to try to continue providing
Fuck
value.
them still. I'm gonna let's stop talking about Nike. I'm gonna stop wearing my J's on a fucking.
I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah, me
wearing
neither.
my Nikes.
Me neither.
I
already
love
paid
my
for 'em.
Nikes.
I already paid for them, but I'm mad because like they got us by the balls, dude. We are fighting them to allow them to accept our money. When the company has you at that point, they win. You need to boycott them and then make them put mass production on all the shoes I want. But I guess it's one of those giants that you come on,
I think
man.
It's good.
Better be. I tried to fight to make sure that the angle looked a lot better this week than it did last week.
He make it seem like he's fighting for fucking, our right to become podcast. Like,
Fight for your right.
all right, I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't look like it's 100% straight, but it's part of the game here, sucker. No, don't get up. Don't do it. Don't do it. Maybe it should be crooked from now on. Nothing is perfect in life.
I expect us to be as close as possible. All right.
That is an unrealistic expectation,
No,
sir.
it's not. I said as close as possible. As possible. And as possible means different things for different people. Some people are way further off from perfection than others.
Yeah, but let them tell it. They are not.
Yeah, but
This is not no shot to anybody. Me and Adam are just having like back and forth bickering before we actually land on some sort of topic to speak about.
Just talking shit. Hey, y'all. Guess what y'all did? Actually, really, what Water on Mars did. Now, Sam took offense to.
Okay,
the
so
fact
listen.
that
Firstly,
you said that I look like a better hooper,
Adam,
and now he's offended.
we can talk
There's a ball
we
right
could
underneath
talk
the feet.
to
There's a hoop
witnesses.
right here.
We could talk to witnesses.
Yeah, but listen,
There are no. Stop. So let me just speak about it because I don't really comment on the page because honestly, my handle isn't something that would obviously be
don't you have a
recognized
YouTube page?
but it doesn't have my personal. No. Anyway, so Water on Mars says that Adam looks like he's more of a hooper. I want to let you know right now, Water, you could not be more wrong. However, it's okay. I will not say no.
You
Hey,
could
hold
be a
on,
lot
hold
more
on.
wrong.
Stop. Can I talk? Can I speak, motherfucker?
Not when you're gonna talk shit,
Adam, I was about to actually give. Adam can hoop. He has to have been able to hoop after being beat down his whole life on the court by me. All right. Hold on. It doesn't mean that you can't hoop. Adam just can't hoop as well as his brother. And I also am going to say this. At this point in my life and his also and our hooping careers, all of this is just theory because we don't know where we are in terms of
It's
our
been a while since we've been on the
yeah.
actual court.
And
But
also,
listen,
okay,
all
I'll
that
let
is
you
bullshit.
One more point. Also, it's also really hard for us to be able to fucking hoop because, as you all know, the pandemic has closed most things, and nothing's open here yet. Right? They've taken hoops
Well, they're
off
talking
of
about
outdoor
this
rims.
summer we're supposed to go to pretty much full openness.
But they've taken hoops off of outdoor rims. I'm pretty sure no one knows where those rims went.
But that's just a Chicago thing too. They might have
Not
done it early.
all of them.
They do it like when summertime starts because they don't like people to have fun during the summer.
Well, sometimes, but no.
Some people are assholes and they
not
fuck that
every
shit up.
park. Most parks have the rims on them during the summer. I'm serious. Now there's a room somebody forgot about, right? And now there's a room full of rims and no basketball hoops or basketball goals on the whole fucking in the city have or anywhere in the nation apparently because I think this was a thing everywhere.
There's an iron shortage.
So yeah, all I'm saying is I have officially decided, and this challenge will start as soon as me and Adam can actually officially get to play basketball. But we will give each other 4 weeks, right, to actually try to build some stamina because Adam smokes squares, and that's a thing. I just want him to be in his tip-top shape so I can beat the shit out of him correctly. I'm going to provide a molly-whopping. Adam is going to be embarrassed. Also, the issue here is what happens then?
Yeah, right.
When somebody loses, do they have to lose? Do they have? Okay, so they can't leave.
The stakes are we have to kneel the whole podcast.
I said that the person has to leave the podcast.
Well, we can't do that because then it's only one person.
Then it's not the podcast anymore.
I mean, it can still be a podcast.
Okay, well let's
podcast.
okay.
Listen, no.
How about we get some suggestions?
I have to respond to the shit that you just talked about. Wait,
some suggestions
we can get to that. Let me just tell y'all, okay? There is a 4-year plus age gap between us. Okay?
He still
if I took beatdowns from him, it was only because I was way too short. Then I grew. And things changed. It was not ass
I didn't say you couldn't hoop,
motherfucker. Let me tell you,
still wouldn't win.
No, but you are painting the wrong picture.
You are painting the wrong picture. You said he only was able to hoop better because he was this and this.
Yeah, no, I've maintained. But right now, I just doubled down on that.
I could still hoop better than you.
All right, that's subjective.
We are gonna. Who do we have on this this pod? Oh, Dave.
I beat him in living
Dave,
room.
Dave
I beat him in living room horse twice today. Twice.
Okay, so let's paint the picture of your living room
paint
horse.
that picture.
Adam is in this motherfucker inebriated every night playing on this little 14.
True, you know.
It's, the
I
hoop
don't play every night.
The hoop is 14 feet in the air,
Uh-huh.
hanging off a fuck. Adam doesn't live in a
He
castle.
was here last
he just
week
has a
and
weird
was playing
fucking
and was doing just fine. And today he was just.
I've never
doing terrible, so.
but you're naturally gonna beat me in this little fucking place that you are.
Naturally,
always,
come on, man. I thought you were a better.
This is your
hooper.
house.
If you're superior, then you're gonna be superior anywhere.
This is your house.
Full of shit.
We played horse.
Anyway.
Adam should definitely beat me at trick shot in his own house.
We also just took regular ass shots that you weren't making.
You weren't making them either, dick face.
Yeah, but I
act
still
like
won twice.
act like two
I
faces.
still won twice.
Act like 2 games of horse didn't take 45 minutes or to 50
That's
minutes.
true. That's true.
Because we both suck right now.
But I still won twice. That's
All
all I'm
right.
saying.
So all I'm saying is I don't want to go back and forth about it. I'm just saying that eventually. So we will let you know as soon as we are able to find like a court that's accessible a couple times at least before we play.
If you ever want to hear us in our most brotherly fashion, it's definitely talking about competition in a basketball court. Is gonna bring that out. But yeah, whatever. We'll try to figure out. We have potential to have this game recorded, and we'll let y'all see.
Yeah, there's also potential courts. We're just keeping an eye out to see if they'll open up.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna get this done by the summertime, man.
Because we've been
Before the summer's over.
beyond this, we've been wanting to play.
Oh yeah.
Beyond, in general.
This is a good first step. We have to get in shape. Then we have to beat one each other. I'm gonna beat you, but we have to do
All
that.
right, so
and then we can actually
here's
get
here's
the
a question: do you want to do it one and done game, or are we doing like a 2 out of 3? Are we gonna do it like a?
That sounds like somebody who's not.
No.
confident to
I'm
me.
saying because we can make it a
we
series.
can go beat. You
We
have to
can
win by
make-
2.
We can make it a series.
How about we do this? We do our game,
We just
have to win by 2.
We just make it deuce.
and then we got to challenge other two parties to 2-on-2s.
I'm good with that. However, I think we can make this a series of things. Like we can make it a basketball series on the Patreon.
Yeah.
So this will be on the Patreon. This basketball game or whatever. I don't think we're gonna put it on
Yeah,
YouTube.
you have to pay to laugh at us.
Yeah, because we are going to probably, if we look good on the court, the day after we will not show you what we look like because we will be laid the fuck out.
We'll take a picture from a fucking hospital bed. Like, all right, this is
I'm
the aftermath.
hurt. I'm hurt.
I really just need R&R, so I checked
Yeah.
in here for a while.
But I think that so Water, we appreciate you, bro, for actually like
Sparking
it's
us.
kind of sparked a little hoopers.
We've been wanting to go.
competition in our heads for a while. So as soon as we find a court that we can go play on and do it, without really too much issue, we'll let you guys know, and the clock will start then.
The clock start.
Okay, but also we're not saying that these are solid. These are going to be like 100% like this is what they have to be. But give us some suggestions on what you think we should bet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because don't leave it up to us. But also,
don't leave it up to us.
also don't be ridiculous. I want some realistic shit.
Yeah, we're not dyeing our hair, shaving our head, nothing with the beards.
Yeah. Just
because we feel free. Like we both had to work at a job at the same time where we couldn't have a beard.
Yeah.
So I would never make him shave his, and he would probably never make me shave mine.
No, and you just have to keep like the thin push broom stash. Yeah, that's
They
not.
barely like that. They were like, "Sir," you'd be like,
I was like, listen,
They go,
dude,
"Baba." No,
I'm not going complete naked face ever. It's not gonna happen.
it's the worst.
No. Every time I've done it, I was like, why did I? Well, immediately, even like when I turned on the razor, I was like, this is a bad idea. And then as I've gone through it, I'm like, man, this was a terrible idea. And yeah, it's just always regret.
It's almost like one of those things where you feel yourself trying to stop yourself, but you still keep pushing yourself to it, and then you immediately regret it.
It's not
I just was
natural to
looking
be
at
naked face.
So I was looking at I don't know if
Men grow beards, dude.
you know how like the phone, the Google does memories or whatever. So last year about this time, I had decided to go ahead and shave my. Oh yeah, you guys didn't see that because we had no podcast going at that time. But I was bored and I was about.
You can't shave your face out of boredom.
I was probably
Regrettable instantly.
2 months into no haircut,
Mhm.
maybe a little bit more actually, but maybe almost 3.
Okay.
And I was just like, God damn, my fucking.
So you had long hair and no facial hair.
So
you look
so
like
let me
a serial
let me
killer, in
paint.
other
Let me
words.
paint. No.
Or somebody
No,
with the
I have
potential
facial
to...
hair. I have facial hair. Let me paint the picture.
Okay.
So my hair is growing, and Naturally, everybody's is, right? Everybody's going through
Everybody grows hair.
that COVID. No. Like everybody was going through that COVID. All right, fine. Solidarity.
Not gonna go to the barber.
No haircut, no beard trim. Everybody looked like fucking Sasquatch, right?
Everybody looked like they were funky.
It's that dang Sasquatch. So I just got hot. Like my face was hot. It was turning into summer. I didn't have to go anywhere, but I'm in the house and it's the worst. I'm like, all right. So I go in the bathroom and I'm like, fuck it.
And you're terrible when it comes to like turning on the AC. So that's probably
no. When it's time, it's time. But like I was just like I promise you, last year I just felt like I don't know, maybe like claustrophobic after a while. You know, like everything was. I was like I gotta just like fucking. And I was like I'm not gonna be like the girls and like take a number 2 to my head when I like break up with somebody. But like like Vivi would be like, you see this girl? I'd be like, well, she'd be like, what you think of her hair? I'd be like, she must have just broke up with some dude. It'd be like, you just did the same thing I did. Like, tighten it up. Why is it so fucking loose?
Because I like to push away.
I know, but like that's too much. Like you got to give it like a little bit.
Anyway, not lean my arm against it.
So I had my beard it was nice and thick, and I decided to give myself a goatee. So I shaved off everything. I had these little fucking crazy sideburns.
You did have a goatee.
They were the worst sideburns, right? They were to here, but I wasn't going nowhere. I didn't care. I just wanted my face to be like, I don't know, to breathe. So I stopped, and I had just a thick ass goatee. And I seen that picture the other day, and I almost slapped myself. I was like, what were you doing? If you had to be out in public right now, you would have looked like a jackass.
No. Every time hop is a bitch for that too, by the way.
Oh, it'll remind you how fucked up something happened.
I do.
Like, oh man, I was dressed like a dumbass.
Never is it.
I've been making an idiot out of myself.
It's very rare that you come across something on time hop and you're like, man, that was a good. No. It's usually like, fuck, what was I on? Why is this still a thing? I'm gonna go delete this fucking thing right now. Remind you of how much of an ass.
I think time hop exists, so you can do that.
So it's a tool of regret. Like, listen,
this is your revision. This is revisionist shit right here. So we're not gonna tell anybody, but you just press the delete button.
But think about it. It's been 5 years since you did this, and it's
what
still
if you deleted
here.
something and Facebook was like cruel enough to like directly post that to the timeline saying, Osama Kouash just deleted this post.
Yo, that'd be a hilarious function that social media could add. And I always thought, if you are like salty enough or butthurt enough at somebody or whatever the case may be, that you go and hit the unfollow button, it should give them a notification.
That probably would have happened a lot over the last year.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
there last 4 years.
There was too many different sides of the aisle to stand on. Too many different options.
There's still a lot of sides to be sitting on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But just to your point of
all these
the last
fat
year.
ass politicians able to sit on both.
Yeah.
Oh, wider than all outside motherfuckers.
Can't squeeze through the door, old nutty professor ass.
Hercules.
All right, man. Listen, I got a confession for the fandom.
These are my confessions.
We're not gonna get into this again. I don't have lyrics to dissect actually this week, but I'm a documented LeBron critic, right? I'll put it that way.
Oh,
and I remain critical of him. I remain critical of him by the way, regardless of this point.
Time of my life. I'm trying to give you some undertone music to kind of like,
but it's not having the time of my life. Choose a different song that like throws things down a little bit. I had a decent time. It was entertaining for reasons that were not actually the main ones. So basically, I've been watching The Shop.
Without
right?
you here by my side.
Can you, if you're gonna be background music, you gotta turn it down a little bit. Like
I can't because I'm talking. I'm not a radio with like electronic ability that is just
all right. Well, then no background music.
When the fuck you gonna get that thing so we can connect background music?
When I figure out where the fuck to find it. Also, I'm going to be upgrading my phone soon, and they're gonna have a different one, so I'm gonna have to change that connection. So I'm gonna just go upgrade this first, probably this week. And then I'll see if maybe I can find it in store.
I just hate that nothing has aux cords anymore.
I'm going to go to Best Buy to upgrade my phone because then I can just do a one-stop shop and see what they got as far as connections.
No doubt.
But anyway.
So go back to how your love for LeBron.
No, it's completely wrong. But, okay, so what happened was they put out a preview that Jay-Z was going to be on one of the next episodes of The Shop. So I was all right, cool, man. So I went to go and look on HBO Max because it's one of the few ones I got that for free. So that's the only reason why I'm really rocking with it. But HBO Max is good, by the way. Not a plug, not like an advertisement.
I keep forgetting to actually take your fucking
login information.
your login. I forget you have it. But to be honest, there's just too much to like watch as it is. I don't even watch.
There is, but I prefer HBO Max because they put like the new release movies on there. They put whatever. But anyway, so I went to go and check. They didn't have the Jay-Z episode yet, but that came out like the day after, so I ended up watching it. But I went back because they had, I think the most recent one was Barack Obama was on there, and that's always something I'm willing to watch. Like Barack is a ridiculously articulate.
Yeah, he's one of those people you can listen to like their voice,
and there's always a good message coming out of it. You're always able to pull something from what he's talking about.
I think it's that trail off. I can't do it really good, but he does that.
Yeah, definitely.
We're gonna get there, and
it's like soothing.
All I'm asking America is that you trail with you hold on and you hold my hand and I'll bring you to the promised land.
It's like you just had like the jolliest uncle, but he was like positive, but also very smart. He was just like giving you the.
I know it looks like it's going to be crazy for the next foreseeable future.
I don't even want it to come off.
I'm sorry, I'm
making
leaving.
fun of this because that's one of his.
Oh, I'm just really trying.
His speech really
no.
It's for some reason.
It's for sure that it's something warm.
Yeah.
He creates within his
It's like
speech.
You're sitting by a log fire where you're listening to him talk.
Let me tell you a little story, kids, about the first time I went camping, and it was in back in Hawaii.
In Guantanamo Bay
before I moved to Chi-Town.
Remember Harold and Kumar when they went to go and they smoked with Bush?
Yeah,
it's like that version of Bush.
Yeah.
It was like that kind of comforting, like
except it was always there.
Yeah,
Bush was just like, well, you fooled me once, and fool me, you can't fool me again. He's like, we got a saying out there in Texas. I don't know if they have it out here, but
shout out to J. Cole for keeping that fucking cemented. Like that clip will never be.
You fool me, you can't fool me again. Oh fuck.
Yeah, it's great.
He's like, well, the gist of it, that's the Cliff Notes. If I were to give you the interpretation, the layman's terms of you fool me once, you fool me twice. Shame, like it's already in layman's terms. Bush
He's the epitome of dumb it down.
He's one of those guys where you're just like, he definitely didn't want to be in the position he was in.
It's like his dad made him do it. Everything that he did, he had to do.
And we're not getting political here. We're just looking at
But anyway,
interpretations.
Let me go back to my point here. So,
all right, well, go ahead and tell their story then.
So then they had Brock, and Brock, of course, he had a great message. He was like right after the last year's NBA Finals, and they were talking about they were in the bubble obviously, and go watch it. It's worth the watch. I won't get into too much of what they talked about, but it's worth the watch. So then I went back to like the first season, and he had Drake on, right?
You don't say.
And then Drake was addressing the whole. This was like right after Scorpion came out, so it was addressing the whole Pusha and Kanye, and yeah.
That little beef, right? Like, because
I quickly, and I really kind of wish that Drake
that's it.
Put out that shit.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, it basically to me kind of came and went without, because it could have went further. I just wish it. Listen, because I get where Drake's saying he doesn't want it to go further than hip hop. I just wish it could have went further hip hop like.
I wonder,
hip hop ish.
Do you think that there's credence to what he was saying though? Because
he had certain, like he said that he had like a lot of shit he was gonna say that.
Yeah, he like pretty much the song that he was gonna put out would have made it deeper than rap, right? Shout out to Ross. But I don't know. But all I know is this: I haven't heard much from Pusha on the subject. I haven't heard much from Kanye on the subject. So there must have been some kind of validity to it, And I mean, I don't know.
So
he also came out and did that interview on The Shop, and nobody contested it.
But nobody contested Bush's interview either.
No.
It was one of those things where it was just such a crazy, amicable, like, all right, you do have some stuff on me, and so do you. So we'll just leave it here, and that's it.
Yeah. I don't know. But I learned a lot, and I also learned that, maybe
we've also learned that Adam likes a little bit of LeBron.
No. Listen. Let's give it the props to Maverick
To be
Carter.
honest, I've never seen a blue duck before, and to be honest, I just wanted to see a blue duck.
I'm gonna give the credit to Maverick Carter on this, not LeBron. Maverick Carter is like basically the host or like the.
Is that their first real name, Maverick? Is that their government?
I have no idea.
It's kind of a cool first
But when
name.
they had Jay-Z on, I was
Hey,
like,
Mav, bring
I
your
wonder if
ass
they're-
over here.
They like affiliated because Maverick Carter, Sean Carter, but maybe not.
Carter's,
Carter's, I guess, a pretty normal name. You know,
Yes.
Wayne Carter, right? You're right. Dwayne.
There's some Carters out there.
How'd he go from Dwayne to Wayne? He
There's
one of the,
Aaron Carter, who is a white guy who's kind of nuts.
yeah, and then he has a brother,
doesn't he have a brother,
named Nick?
Nick Carter?
Yes.
They remind me of like the first what's these motherfuckers' names? Paul, the Paul brothers.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say, they're June 6th, I think, is the fight.
Man, what would you do if Floyd Mayweather just got knocked the fuck out?
I mean, I wouldn't give a fuck.
I would. I'd be like, dude, why would you have even put yourself in that position?
I feel like he should have gotten beat a long time ago, and the only reason why he didn't is because it pays for him to be undefeated. Much like any other
It
sport.
pays him. That's why he beats motherfuckers' asses.
Yeah, but the Boxing Association also is reaping the benefits from this.
I don't know what I don't know what affiliation they have to this, to be honest with you.
You know how, like, in the NBA, it pays for them to go 7 games in playoffs? Or it used to, because there used to be fans in the stands. There is now, but there's not a lot less.
Well, they're at like 60 or 70%.
I'm just saying, there's revenue in a undefeated Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, I just don't know that I would be, as an individual fighter who has
Like in
such a
WW
crazy legacy that he does, I don't know that I'd be willing to risk that
In
just to
WWF,
fucking make some money.
there was money in Undertaker winning every WrestleMania event.
Listen,
And then
okay,
there
we're
was
not
money
talking.
in
We're
him
not
finally being dethroned.
So Paul, the one, I don't know what motherfucking one.
Yeah, it's
all
Logan.
right,
It's
they
Logan, I
look
think.
they look the same to me.
They're brothers. So.
Yeah, but even beyond that, like,
They're brothers.
we're distinguishable. You have a fucking red beard. The other one.
Hey,
So
listen, man. Fuck you. I also have. Well, whatever. Just keep going.
yeah, you ain't got shit, dog.
I got a lot.
Watch when we hoop.
I got a lot,
About
but I ain't trying to
show
get
you.
braggadocious on here.
What?
You know
Just
what I'm saying?
wait. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait.
Wait till you get served.
Oh man, what a tangled web we weave. What did Michael Scott say? How the turntables.
But no tables have quite turned yet.
No, and they never will, because it's about to be.
Whoa.
Only
Don't misconceive what I'm saying,
poppin'.
all right? Because look what y'all started. Oh, it's going to be on.
Oh, it is gonna be fun. I actually am happy though. Like at the very least, whatever it is, I'm just happy we get to play basketball and have a reason to jump on the court.
I agree.
Now we need the courts to qualify to cooperate.
Hey, Dave, tell Ralph. And Ralph, you got
I think we can.
that shit popping. Let's go. Haven't 5 on 5
But yeah,
in
but no,
years.
we need to like. I'm not trying to play a 5-on-5 yet. Listen,
I'd rather 5 on
Baby
5 in a
steps,
way,
baby.
You know?
baby step.
Because then I don't have to.
Listen, I don't know if you know this, but it's been a while since we've been on the court, and I was president for 8
Listen,
years, and
you're
I don't have a
doing
lot of
real-
time on my hands.
Doing real poor Barack Obama.
You're a poor Barack Obama motherfucker. Fuck
No.
you,
I don't
man.
even know where to. You know.
But yeah, no, that's gonna be a fun game. Adam loves LeBron.
I don't love LeBron.
He said, you know, I just want to say, I know I've talked a lot of shit about LeBron, and before I say I love
I just
him,
wanted to preface it because I was watching his show, but also it has nothing to do with him really. I have to applaud him for providing. I have to. Your ass can't sing. I don't know how many times I have to tell you.
But they like the fact that I do it during the podcast.
No, they like the fact that you do it to interrupt me, which
and
is
that's the
fucked up.
point of it all,
I'm gonna throw my mic at you,
sir. He's like, I have the microphone and you don't, so you will listen to every damn word I have to say.
And now, of course, we both have a mic.
Sir, one more I'll burst from you. I will string you with my microphone. Or is that clear?
Oh Lord. Yo, it's
Never.
let me get the platform that it's on correctly. But okay, there's a Stone Cold biography. Stone Cold. For those of you who don't know who Stone Cold Steve Austin is, right there behind this guy.
Stone Cold might be one of my favorite people on the planet.
He has a biography on A&E. So now I have to get the fucking A&E app. Hey, if anybody cares to share their credentials with me, you know,
There's an A&E,
I really just need that.
A&E app.
There's an app for everything. There's an app for that.
I was watching a video this morning
Wasn't that
actually of
some-
Stone Cold. It says Sunday morning or Saturday after. I think I was watching it this morning. Saturday afternoon beer, sip or whatever. This motherfucker just basically drank one of his whole beers
I was just watching
in like a second, crushed it, and just walked away.
I was watching the clip.
He
where
might be the coolest person.
He had a beer fest with Goldberg on stage or in the ring, right?
Have you seen this commercial?
The Tide one.
Yeah,
It's just
because Stone Cold said so. Dude was like,
they had iced tea, Stone Cold, and Vanilla Ice. Tide is actually, I'll give it to you, Tide. That's pretty funny.
yeah, that is actually a real. To get all three of those is like a pretty legendary commercial.
Yeah, for sure.
Stone Cold is dope, man.
Yeah. And the only thing, did they have one with Ice Cube? I think they did, right?
And that's the bottom line. Go Stone, go. Let's go.
I really just enjoyed when he started being like, "What? What?"
He was like, with your stupid hat and your stupid glasses.
What?
And those dumb boots.
What?
And your ugly face.
What?
And the way you walk around.
What?
Strutting your shit.
All right.
I don't care. Like he at the end, he just became like, because I think he became less. He was still wrestling, but he couldn't wrestle as much.
He just became more of a personality.
So his personality was enough to make the whole fucking room.
Well, yeah,
blow
because he
up.
came like the GM or whatever for a while, and he would just like ride around on his fucking.
When he
thing
was the
and fuck
GM,
with
that
people.
was he had the tie on and shit. Like,
No, he used to ride around on his ATV and just go and fuck with everybody. Like he would come to the thing and start making matches and shit. Like, all right, it's gonna be a handicap match with you and 4 of those dudes.
Stone Cold is again like he's. Wrestlers are athletes. People who don't see him as athletes are kind of crazy because that's athletic as
Oh,
fuck.
for sure.
So for me, like as much as funny as it sounds, I know I've said it before. It's Michael Jordan, Stone Cold. That's just how it
And
goes.
the funny thing is, man, if you don't know your history on Stone Cold and what his persona was before he came to the WWF and was the Attitude Era and shit, he was something completely different. Like,
they tried to turn. He had long hair.
He was like who the fuck? Like, almost like a Val Venus.
They tried to like market him as something he wasn't.
Yeah.
You should go back and look at it. It's pretty interesting to see where Stone Cold was, to see where he came from, and then his
long
like
blonde locks.
It's
so bald
it's
ass.
so such a like. It's interesting to watch, man. 100%. I'm glad we ended up growing up through the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
That was a pretty fun time.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty much across the board for our generation. Like a lot of
a lot of the coolest shit happened in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s.
Well, I would just mean like that era of wrestling as well, specifically because obviously there was great eras. Like you had the Hulk Hogan era and the Andre the Giant era, all those things. But like
the Attitude Era was almost inarguably the best era of wrestling, pro wrestling, that there ever was.
Yeah, I have 2 documentary or biography things, whatever, to watch now. So it's that one, and I still haven't watched Pooh, the D Rose one.
Still haven't watched Pooh. Fucking.
Hey man, listen, it's a hilarious name.
I think it's really funny to be called Pooh, but if your grandmother gives you the name, then I guess you got to be Pooh.
Yeah, I mean for sure, and
it's like when Game said, like, you remember he had that butterfly on his face.
Yeah,
he's like, I was looking for a symbol of peace. It could have been anything. It was a fucking butterfly. What do you want from me?
and then he was like, all right, well, maybe I'll just put a star.
Then he put L.A. over
LA.
it. Then he put the star. Then he put L.A. Then I think he went back to his normal skin.
That guy's a strange cat. I'm not gonna lie, but he makes good music, so whatever. That's all I got on that. Our parents just took off yesterday.
Yeah, they took a nice little flight overseas.
Yeah, they're gonna be gone for a month now. And I was like, damn, that's a nice vacation. And then of course, I got caught in the mix, and I had to. We detailed yesterday, and then afterwards I had to come back here, and it was very similar to last weekend. A lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
And then
for myself as well.
Yeah, he was. Unfortunately, you leave out of O'Hare's International Terminal, and they have parking lot D. I'm pretty sure it is, right? I was just there yesterday. So.
Yeah, but this is the lot you park in if you're gonna go.
It's like the main lot.
Drop somebody off, but come inside.
Yeah, you're gonna go hang out for a minute.
Them. So O'Hare used to be a very different place. You used to be, or in general. So before
pandemic changed everything.
So actually, O'Hare's transitioned a lot since 9/11, right? Because before that, the terminal was open where you can go inside. You can sit with your family. You can wait you can eat. They had like a nice little not a nice little food court, but a food court where you can sit down, you eat, and you just wait for them to need to go on and get to boarding.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a way for families who hadn't seen people to kind of spend a little more time with them.
Right.
And anyway, that's how it was. Those who have traveled,
You know.
those who have traveled through O'Hare or live in Chicago through and traveled through O'Hare,
Mhm.
you know how
On
it
an
was.
international level.
They actually then built this like fucking wall right
Yeah.
between it where you couldn't go through it unless you had a flight. So you'd say goodbye before that wall, which is fine. You still were able to say it. Now, Adam, take it away, was with them yesterday, and
Yeah, so I was driving. I had to drop them off because everybody seems to think that my car is the biggest, which they have a Jeep Wrangler. So
as
I don't
long
really
as they
know
don't try
how
to
they
think
feel
mine is
that.
the biggest, because it just isn't.
Yeah, but man,
that is not what she said, because she said the other thing.
nothing will make
She
you.
said it is the biggest.
Nothing will.
So make that clear.
Nothing will ruin something that you love more than people who need you because of it. Having my car, like literally the first month, I had to move. Like I'm moving crazy material from like Home Depot and shit. Fucking
Okay, can we talk about something real
bringing
quick?
groups of people.
How it's looked at like you don't care about somebody if you don't want to do something they ask that they really need. Like, I need you to drop me off at the airport. But like, dude, I don't want to do that, and I'm sorry for that. It doesn't mean I don't love you. I
but
just
see, and it's
don't
funny,
love the airport.
people who ask you to bring them to the airport know that it's an inconvenience to you already. It's not a fucking secret. They're like, oh man, they have to approach it carefully. Like, so I'm gonna got a little trip planned. What are you doing
No.
this Saturday?
No.
About 8 p.m.
No.
Got some more flight leaves.
Dude, I'd be like, listen,
Listen.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I will risk the friendship.
All right, now that's my parents, and I love
No.
them, so I did it. Okay, but let me just tell you, they're just as guilty. Every time they've gone somewhere, it's been my fault. I have to bring them somewhere, and I'm like, dude, listen, I can't remember the last time that I went to O'Hare. It was because I was leaving, and I said this to them. I said, hey,
What about Midway?
no, I haven't. I don't think I've ever flown out of Midway.
Get the fuck out of here, really?
Yep.
So if you
that's like a West Coast thing, right? Like if
no,
you're
well,
going west, you usually-
Southwest used to only fly out of Midway. Now it flies out of O'Hare, which basically takes almost all the need to go to
Dude,
Midway if you can.
Thank God I don't have to go.
Midway
to
is maybe the worst airport.
Midway is a great airport if you live around Midway. Like O'Hare is a great airport if you live around O'Hare.
I think I still would want to fly out
It'll
of
take
O'Hare.
me 20 minutes to get to O'Hare.
People who are on
take
the
me
south side and be like, "Oh no, it's O'Hare." Like, dude,
probably a good
you
hour
are
to Midway.
biased and swayed by weird south side something.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pride on the south side. North side there's I'm not gonna lie, there's not a lot of pride there.
I don't think that's true.
I think it's cultural pride, but it's not. You're like, oh yeah, from the north side. There's no like hand gesture for the north side.
that may be true.
But
there's not really one for the south side. What is it gonna fucking do an S like that? Fucking takes too much effort. It's too
Sultan.
You're
Dude,
the
where's
worst.
my car?
You're the worst.
No. All right. I mean, those who know,
But
know.
yeah.
You know.
So anyway, we go back on our story about fucking the airport.
Yeah. So I went to go and bring them there, and we went to the normal lot, and
The agreement was that I was gonna go actually see them off as well.
I didn't tell you, but they were surprised that you were gonna meet us. They were like, "Oh, really?" Pop said that. He's like, "Oh, really? I didn't expect him to do that." And I was like,
oh, well, that's nice. Whatever. Anyway,
"It's okay."
little
we go there.
moment.
We go there, about to like pull into the lot, and there's a bunch of cars all pulled on the side, and there's a fucking airport employee just hanging out there, stopping people, and we all got up to the front finally, and I was like, "Excuse me, fuck." And he's like, "Yeah, this is for employees only right now, so you got to go to the F lot or the G lot." And I was like, "Okay." And then as we drove away, I told my pop, I was like, I don't know where those lots are. He was like, me neither. He was like, so we went down to where the arrivals, like where you pick people up. And I pulled the car over. They went to go and grab them little airport carts. They had mad bags. There was like 6 bags. Each of them had a carry-on. So there was 9 bags in total. They all had to take their own individual carts or whatever. So basically, Sam was on his way. And I was like, all right, well, I should probably let him know that we can't park, right? So I called him. He's like, yeah, I'm like 5 minutes away from the parking lot. I was like, all right, well, we can't park in the parking lot. So
don't.
Yeah. I was like, don't waste your time pulling to that area. And then
by this time, I am like, so luckily you called me right before the exits start to turn into the airport exits, right?
little 190.
Because if you had maybe a minute later, not even 30 seconds, I'd have been in the airport trying to figure out.
Which either way, it wasn't like it was convenient because you're going the wrong way from your house. So.
Yeah, but I mean, the exit actually wasn't too far. Because I don't live too far away from the airport. I just
2 or 3 exits from where yours is, right? So, but anyway, called him, and then I was like, all right, well, he was willing to come to like where we were at to see them off or whatever, but talked to the parents. They were like, yeah, you probably shouldn't waste the time, whatever, because they were just going to
especially
get ready to run inside.
You had to sit there and wait, and they're not going to let you do that.
Yeah, well, I sat there and waited for a minute. They were fine with it, honestly. There wasn't a whole lot going on over there. Considering it's the international terminal, and for whatever reason, O'Hare only has one international terminal at 3 fucking. And that's
a big
weird.
ass terminal.
There's also
the way.
weird because there's no terminal 4. O'Hare's a fucking weird.
Yeah, but it's massive.
Yeah. So long story short, he was supposed to meet us at the airport. He was on his way. Had to turn around.
So the airport is always an inconvenience, even if you don't make it there.
It's an inconvenience even when you are leaving, but at least you know you're leaving, so there's that.
I don't even mind it when I know I'm leaving. I'm just excited to be leaving.
Yeah. Well, listen, where they were going, 13-hour flight. There's
Ow.
Yeah, it's a lot of hours.
I don't like 13 hours. It's you struggle to find things that like keep your attention for that much. Like. At like 4 hours, you're like, okay, I've listened to like one album. I've watched 2 of the episodes I've downloaded.
Listen, well, you gotta consume something to get some kind of
I've napped
high.
for an hour.
That's how it works.
You have to what?
You gotta consume some kind of something to get some kind of high.
Yeah.
Whether that be like an edible or like a Xanax or
you have
like
to find,
some shit.
You have to find something that knocks you out.
Yeah, because that's just a long.
Unless you're flying first
flight.
class, which is like a completely different level, which I've never even achieved.
I don't know if you're like me.
I haven't unlocked that yet in life, but
when I get on a flight, if it's like 4 hours, I got fucking like a brick in my stomach, right?
You got a boo-boo?
Yeah, and dude, a 13-hour flight.
He told you he hadn't watched Pooh yet.
And but I would do that with the drums, but they're behind
all the way over there.
Yeah, there's not enough room.
If you would just put the snare here, we could do that all the time.
Where's my snare?
I need my snare.
I have no snare on my headphones. Anyway, that's I have to throw a little Eminem in there for Sammy every episode now.
Fucking Eminem.
Yeah, got you, Sammy.
All right, listen, Sammy. We don't need Eminem to be rapping anymore. Hit us up.
What was I talking about?
Just hit us up about that detail.
All y'all hit us up about that detail.
Yes.
What was I talking about?
Hit your friends up about this pod.
Yeah, for real. But what was I talking about before we did a boom? Oh yeah, right. Getting off the plane and having a boo boo. It's not really that simple though. It's not like having a boo boo. It's like it's like you had a hard time. You know what I'm saying?
It's a bubbly boo boo.
Yeah, it's not.
So
I don't want to spend too much time on boo boo.
Usually on vacation, my stomach is fairly not. It's not in the greatest spaces, depending on where we are.
Yeah.
Like by the time we get back, I'm like, oh, I'm relieved that this is my actual home toilet.
I'm always relieved to be at my home toilet.
I can accept the hotel's bathroom as my own for the duration that we are there.
It depends. Like, for instance, all right, we went to the Dominican. That was the last time we were all together in like a hotel like that.
Yep.
And when you're in a tropical place, sometimes you get tropical things in your bathroom. You know what I mean? And
like scary. Bugs and whatnot. You said that's scary.
You got like lizards and shit. Like,
you've seen lizards in your bathroom?
Not in the Dominican, but when we went to Florida, and
there was a lizard in your bathroom in Florida.
I forgot which time, but we went like 3 or 4 times. And
when was this?
Yeah.
Do you check for lizards in your bathroom at home? Is that true?
No, there's no lizards here.
I heard that a lizard once attacked you while you were taking a shit.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
You sure about that?
Couldn't be.
I was heard. Somebody told me about that.
It wasn't. That's not what happened at all.
That's how it sounded in my story.
If I ever got attacked by a lizard while taking a shit, I probably would be done taking shits for a while. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna figure out another way around this.
Like, cause how do you do that without getting up?
Like, let me wipe. I have to run, but I need comfort.
This is not fair, sir.
Yeah, man. That's
it's already sucks when you got to do like the clenched waddle to go grab like some more toilet paper when you realize that there's none in the bathroom. Like, oh shit, and you got to do like that waddle with your.
I almost had that experience today. I almost sat down and I was like, wait a second.
Something's missing here. Something
side of me, I'm like
like-
the roll is empty.
like something is afoot. You know how they do
Somebody did this.
You know how in the movies they do that? Like that with the eyebrows go up and they start looking both
Fucking
ways.
Spartacus ass
Who
shit.
did this?
Yeah, no. Don't sit down and don't have toilet paper. Check first.
Don't do that.
I've had that experience more than one time, and it's not comfortable. And it's funny because I think we talked about this at one point. People are like, "Oh, just jump in the shower." Like, bitch,
That's
I understand that, but it's
also
still
weird.
nasty.
That's also like, dude, you just literally are just gonna wash all that down.
Putting your doo-doo all down your drain on the floor of the shower. You have to use that more times.
Yeah, like what is this? What, you're just gonna just wash your asshole just completely off? And, like, there's a reason bidets exist in the toilet.
Our parents put a bidet in their downstairs.
I
bathroom.
noticed the signs are hilarious.
I have
like,
no.
one is the butt cheeks like this, and and like there's like lines spraying at the butt cheeks. It's so fucking funny. It basically looks like like this, and then there's just like almost what you would assume were stink lines, but they're not. It's water shooting at the butt.
Yo, I don't know. It's something about like spraying water up my ass after I finish deucing that I just can't get down with.
Even if I expect it, it's a little bit surprising, I'd assume.
It's surprising, but also like, listen, man, splatter's a real thing.
I remember the first time I used one, we were in Jordan, and I was like, "What is this?"
They're serious about that shit in Jordan though. Like if they don't have a bidet, then they'll have like sometimes on the toilet they'll have like a connected nozzle to spray with.
Gotta wash my ass,
and then every toilet usually you'll see like the little water little jug on the side so they can clean it.
Just rinse
And
your
I'm
butt.
like, yeah. I mean, listen, keep your ass clean. I applaud that.
yeah, who wants an itchy ass?
Yeah, definitely not. I mean,
There's maybe nothing more uncomfortable than an itchy butt.
yeah.
An itchy butt. There's almost no way to hide it.
What's
and then
worse-
there's almost no way to hide you have a dirty butt.
The only thing that I can think of worse in an itchy fashion is when you have like an itch on your toe and you're driving and you have your shoe on and you can't fucking take your shoe off because you're on the highway, you get a crash.
So you just
I've
had
had that
to
happen,
stomp
and it's
on
terrible.
your foot.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, I hope I don't put a hole in my motherfucking floor right now.
No, like you ever had one at the top of your foot with some like big ass Tims on that you have to like untie to get to the fucking.
Well, I've never tied my Timbs.
Well, like that. Well, mine would be like all the way laced, but like not laced at the top. Just kind of like I used to have a knot. and I just, yeah.
So slide on still. You know?
Yeah, but barely slide on. Like it would take some effort to get them off.
I mean, yeah, have an itchy toe with some steel
In
toe
the middle of
boots,
school,
essentially.
like what is this shit?
Yeah, man, it's not comfortable.
It's
And then
not
like
ideal.
that's the only time I've ever drove and was like, man, I really hope a red light comes soon because like,
Because if it doesn't,
I need to scratch this real bad.
I do think we should take a break.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a good time to check out for a moment.
See you in a second.
Yeah. Listen, the Knicks need to get their shit together.
That's how we're introducing the Knicks.
The Knicks need to get their shit
Yeah,
together.
I think so. Like, listen, we're from Chicago. We're always gonna be Chicago fans, but we are a Derrick Rose podcast. We love Derrick Rose. We are forever
Even
going
if he
to be
ain't
supporters.
technically a friend of the show, he's still
So
a friend
I
of the
always
show.
want to see him succeed.
Yeah,
Right now, what's happening with
they're
the
not
Knicks.
succeeding.
Listen,
He's succeeding. They are not.
Derrick is always going to be Derrick in the playoffs. He's always going to step his game up to
But
the next level. Because
To
that's
be fair,
what a
we
player
haven't
like
seen
him
we
does.
haven't seen Derrick in the playoffs in a few years, and Derrick didn't miss a step. Derrick is putting on 30+ performance. You know, like efficient as hell, 60+%.
I'm saying Derrick is always going to be that. What we're asking of a team that isn't necessarily built for that. Let's just evaluate it. Julius Randle. Firstly, I don't think you should give away awards in the middle of a playoff run, first round.
That's probably
Like,
true.
what does that do for anybody? You could wait till the end of the season to hand out all awards like you do for the MVP
I would agree.
or the end of the playoffs.
I think it definitely does add something to their mental. Whether it's like they need to,
It's
whether they try to
it could
show
be
out to go harder, like, hey, I deserve this,
It
or
could be a jinx.
yeah,
It could be a jinx. And so we're looking at Julius Randle, who's most improved, and that doesn't mean anything when it comes to playoffs because he isn't battle tested in the playoffs. He doesn't really have any experience. R.J. Barrett is a second-year player. He's doing what I would expect. Maybe not. Maybe there's a.
Is this a fan in the stands effect?
I don't know. It could be
Because I
but-
know we talked about how with like the earlier players like R.J. Barrett, for instance, that they haven't really had to be exposed to the ruckus environment that is, first of all, Madison Square Garden, right? We're not talking about like your a small market team. We're talking about the Knicks, and that has a lot attached to it as well.
Listen, it's. I think
They may have sucked
all
a
of
lot
that
lately, but
all of that's valid. All of that is a possibility. I'm not sure exactly which one it is. I think that right now they're playing. It's an early game. They're not going to win the series. It's just not
No.
going to be a thing. I think they're in a good position to find somebody who comes there to support. I think at this point they're understanding Derrick Rose is their star, and they need to fucking support him like he's always been a star that needs support, and he hasn't gotten it in his career. That's why he never made it to the finals to actually win that championship.
by the time Jimmy Butler came, he was injured and facing all that.
No, but even beyond that, he was just Jimmy wasn't developed at that point.
Yeah, but we also had Luol Deng at that point.
Yeah, but
And Luol Deng was the first.
we needed
Coming
Well,
of
Luol.
Jimmy
The thing
Butler,
about
essentially.
Luol was he was also on the toughest defensive assignment of the night, always.
Well, for sure.
So we needed our shooting guard to be the one who would.
We needed to not have Keith Bogans on the team.
Keith Bogans. We've been through it
The
though.
fuck do
Listen,
we have him on the team for?
When it all comes down to it, I hope
the
that I would
starter.
I would like Derrick to get out the first round. I don't think it's happening this year, but I think maybe next year might be a good year for him. So let's go ahead and take it for what it is and understand that the Knicks. I hate speaking about the Knicks in such a way.
Is the series 2-1 right now?
Yeah.
And
Also,
they're
can
playing
we?
currently?
All right, more than anything, I don't want to talk about the Knicks as much in such a light. Let's talk about how much I don't really care for Trey Young, man. Trey Young looked like somebody you want to punch.
Yeah, for sure he does. But
Why doesn't he fucking do? Why does his hair be flopping around like that? It looks like
look like a bunch of spiders having a meeting on his head.
All right, look, it doesn't even look like he's got like. It's not like his hair's thinning. It looks like it's just fucking like. It looks like Bill Murray's hair in Kingpin when he was bowling and shit, and it would fucking flop over to the side like his comb over. Not that dude has a comb over, but it looks messy as shit, and it makes me not like him more. Like I see him and I'm like, yo, just put your hair away or something.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like he's a young guy in playoffs as well, and now he's like getting his.
I know, but it's something about him rubs me the wrong way. Pause.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's also the fact that he's Derrick's competition, and he's talking a lot of shit to Derrick. Is what the thing is. I don't think it was called for that.
I don't
he was
think it's
spit
that.
on.
Yeah, no. Listen, beyond him, if I don't like him, I'm not of the train of thought that you should just spit on dude.
Yeah,
Like,
some of these fans need to check themselves. That's not
spitting on somebody may be the highest form of disrespect you can actually come up with, unless you fuck somebody's girl. But even then, spitting in their face might be another story. Like you done spit in my motherfucking face.
It's almost as though they haven't seen Latrell Sprewell in action.
Like they never watched Dylon choke fucking Wyclef.
Like he didn't run up into the stands and just start fucking stealing off fans.
Yo, I'm just
what a time in the NBA, I tell you.
What a time! What a time!
It was great. But have you been following any of the beef happening with what's his name, Kwame Brown?
So I haven't really been watching any of the videos, but the one video I did watch was the Stephen A. Smith montage of Kwame Brown blunders throughout his career. And let me say it was pretty funny. Stephen A's like, I didn't want to have to do it. But you made me.
Listen.
He's like, I'm not even going to do his accent, but I'm just going to talk like how he's like, listen. Nobody has ever said anything personally about Kwame Brown, the person.
I think
but as a basketball player, you couldn't play.
And you were the first overall pick.
He's like, but you kept getting personal. So I had to do it. He's like, now mind you.
For you right here.
So, and then he's like, so watch. And it's just a whole bunch of drop passes from Kwame Brown.
In the words of Ish, watch this.
Dude, it's ridiculous. So I haven't watched much except that. That was hilarious. I do. Okay, so listen. Here's the topic. We is Kwame Brown a bust?
Yeah.
He averaged, what did Stephen A. say? Like 6.6 points a game or 6.8 and like 6 rebounds.
If
or
you're
5
a first
rebounds.
overall pick, I don't care what your position is. If you're averaging under double digits, yeah. If your overall career was
He's
that
7 foot, I think.
So
I'm saying.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. He was.
So he was a bust.
He was a bust in my eyes.
Is it
in
fair
my
for
opinion.
him to be the poster child for NBA busts?
No.
Is life fair?
Well, no.
Exactly.
Not. Yeah.
So okay, so who's the biggest bust of all?
I think it'll have to be a top 5, right?
It's almost like maybe him.
Yeah.
Almost maybe Kwame Brown.
Because I mean, listen, I don't know if this is like a rare opinion, but I think Dwight Howard is a bust.
No,
considering what he could have been
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah,
his
but
career.
I think but even if you look at his numbers, we're talking about like
No, but if I'm
somebody
matching
who didn't produce
expectations
at
to
all.
reality, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's what you have to do. You have to compartmentalize in that way. Dwight Howard was supposed to be the second coming of Shaquille O'Neal. He was Superman. He dunked on 2 rims at once.
I consider those two things different. Well, he actually accomplished and made a little noise in NBA. Kwame Brown's only noise he's ever made was the fact that he was considered a first-round draft pick, first pick, bust.
Well, first overall pick.
Right.
Your first overall
I'm just saying,
pick.
Dwight Howard has actually kind of like accomplished a few things, done nothing crazy, but he's actually averaged higher numbers. He's made an impact. Kwame Brown has never made an impact in any game he's ever played. And I don't even like to talk about him like this because I don't even know Kwame Brown. And he seems like a pretty cool dude, but he seems like he got some issues.
Impact. Y'all go blast when the sky's the limit and no haters can't get past that. All right.
4.6 range. What's the candy paint range? Every time I switch lanes.
Country Grammar
I like
was
the way you hurt your hair.
Country Grammar was a great
I like
album,
those
man.
stylish clothes you wear. I like the way the light hit the ice clear, and I can see you moving way over there. Hey, if you
was
wanna
Nelly-
go take a ride with me?
Was Nelly a musical bust?
No, not at all.
Okay, again, expectations versus reality. So when Country Grammar
not
came
at
out,
all.
when
Not
Country
at all.
Grammar
Look,
came out, I was like, oh shit!
Look up how many albums he's and streams and all
how
that.
many albums did he put out?
Okay, so he did Country Grammar, Sweatsuit. The other one after that, or the one before that, I think, between Sweatsuit and that he did. I think he's done like 4 or 5 albums, maybe more. But regardless of that, look at how many albums. Nelly is far from a fucking musical bust.
Let's see.
And I'm not like a huge.
Country Grammar is Nelly's best-selling album to
That
date,
shit sold
selling
a lot.
over 8.4 million albums in the United States.
Almost diamond.
Oh, and then he put Nellyville,
right, which is where Ride With Me came from.
Yeah,
And
it was crazy to think
that dilemma. I love you.
Has he really been around since '93? Has he been around since '93? They said his years active in '93.
When did that? Do. I should. Ooh, I'm going down.
That's also on Country
baby.
Grammar.
I know that. That was like 99.
Yeah, I think so. It was definitely like late '90s.
Maybe 98.
Then Sweatsuit came out in '04.
I'm going down.
And the compilation
baby.
in 06.
Range Rovers, we were baby.
Well, I mean, definitely his following albums did not sell quite as many as Country Grammar did. But
well, of course not. But if you look at his touring, the amount of money he's made, the amount of sales he's made, the streams, Nelly is far. And he's also a pretty popular personality in general.
Yeah, he is definitely. I mean,
like you can't be.
Husbands of Hollywood is pretty hilarious.
Husbands of Hollywood is hilarious shit. You know?
I think that was kind of a overlooked show and a little bit of a capacity there.
It's outrageously hilarious.
I mean, the cast alone, it was destined to be pretty hilarious. I ain't gonna lie.
It's pretty funny.
Kevin Hart and his little beef with Nelly and shit.
Kevin Hart and his little everything. He's small.
Oh, that's true. He's a small guy.
He's a small human being. We can talk about that.
All right, so now
I don't think that's a secret.
We're pretty deep into round one.
He's the type of person you have to adjust the microphone when he gets on stage, and not for to go downward, but upward.
It's true.
I mean downward. Sorry, downward, because he's a small person.
So, like, if the microphone stand is completely up, would he have to bring it down like this to get to his
downward?
level? Like we're.
I like Kevin Hart. I just think it's hilarious that him and Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah. They became real close.
They just go back and forth, real funny. Like it's real good,
real funny. Like
you can tell they're like there's a way you can see like dudes interact that you'd be like, oh, they're basically brothers. Like they talk like they're brothers.
They've done enough together. NBA playoffs.
We're
almost done with round one.
Yep.
Who do you think's coming out of the East? Who do you think is going?
Probably.
Who do you think is going to see each other in the conference finals in the East? Can narrow it down from
Probably Milwaukee and the Hawks.
Okay.
Maybe, but probably not Boston. I don't think Boston can do it. I think maybe the Hawks.
And out of those two, who do you think is going to go to the finals?
Milwaukee, probably.
Okay.
Yep.
I still am not going to. Well, actually, I haven't been following the series too much. Who's Philly playing right now?
Washington.
And I'm assuming that they're winning that series.
Yeah.
Man, Russell Westbrook ain't gonna ever get a fucking ring.
He ain't never going to the finals, dog.
Damn. It's messed up, man. What if he had like his choice between anybody else in the NBA to join up with him? Who do you think would help push him along?
Nobody. If he couldn't win it with KD back then, there was an issue then.
But he also wasn't triple-double machine Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, but
then.
triple-double machine Westbrook hasn't won it either, so what's that point got
So he is way more productive right now in his career. And
yeah,
he's also been
his
clearly
production
able to share
doesn't
the ball
mean
well.
anything when all he does is turn it over half the time. And also, what does production mean when you're still losing? Listen, I'm saying he wasn't. He was okay. So he wasn't crazy production producing whatever Russell Westbrook when he was with KD and Harden. Harden left. He improved a little bit more. They still didn't win. He left. KD leaves, and then he automatically starts to put out these crazy numbers. Which respect, it's crazy numbers and shit. Huh?
He got a chip on his shoulder from there.
But I'm saying that doesn't. He hasn't won anything regardless. Both sides of the spectrum.
Do you think if KD stayed, that they would have gone further next year?
I think they may have won.
So that was his ingredients right there. Now without that in the pot, he's unable to advance.
Yeah, I think he's played with James Harden again. After that, he had whatever in Houston. Now he's in. Now he's playing with Bradley Beal over there in Washington, and it's still not really doing anything for him. I think Bradley Beal needs to leave Washington. Like to see him come to Chicago, actually.
Yeah, wouldn't be mad at that. Bradley Beal's he's one of the best gangbanger basketball players I've ever seen.
Gangbanger basketball player.
Dude, you ever see him leaving on his way to the tunnel? He's in here fucking shaking up with everybody in every gangbanger fashion.
Are you sure it's just not their handshake?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Racist.
No, it's not. What is it? It's not racist. We're in the second gangbang capital of the United States. Second only to LA.
That's pretty true.
So, but anyway. Okay, and then on the West? Yeah. Lakers and who else?
I don't know if it's the Lakers. It all depends on how consistent they are about their play. It probably will be them, but at the end of the day, it's probably going to be the Lakers in the finals.
Lakers and who? Phoenix?
No, I think just Lakers coming out of it.
Oh, they're playing Phoenix right now.
I think the Lakers come out of it from the West more than likely. I know you don't like it, but that's probably what's going to happen. I don't think it happens again next year, though.
So you think they're going to take you think they're going to win the championship again this year?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they get to the finals.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they get to the finals.
I'm not as sure as you there. I'd really like to see Phoenix come out victorious, to be honest with you.
Victory! I know that was pretty loud in the headphones right there.
Yeah, you're just loud though. It's just how it is.
I'm kind of loud.
You have no voice control. This is why you're not a singer, but it is what it is.
Sing these nuts. If
you're gonna do the singing, I have to rag on your singing. It's just how it works. Let's see. In the East, maybe it's weird. It's weird that shark. It's weird to not put Brooklyn in it because you look at them, you're like, there's no way that.
Oh, I forgot about Brooklyn. Okay, so here's the thing.
I would like to
maybe
say Brooklyn
it might actually
Philly.
Brooklyn. I think. Oh man, I think maybe Brooklyn and Milwaukee. Now that I take it back, I forgot about Brooklyn. You forget about them because those motherfuckers barely played together.
I'm gonna say Brooklyn and Philly. Milwaukee's nice, but I think they're gonna choke at some point.
Well,
the closer they get into the series, the more pressure's on their shoulders, and for some reason, Like even
I said they get to the conference. I didn't say they get to the finals.
even like
Did I? Yeah, I did. I did say they get to the finals.
yeah, you did. Even
Well, with the consideration of the Nets, maybe not. If they continue to play with all of them on the court at the same time.
I'm kind of surprised they're having success against Miami that they are.
They swept them.
Oh, they're done already? Damn, look how I was watching. I thought I was watching Game 3 like yesterday, 2 days ago.
Shit's gone by quick.
Yeah, it goes really.
I
fast.
think the players are ready for an actual off season.
I'm really shocked that Miami.
It's like they had to
couldn't-
go to summer school, and that was the worst.
Yeah, pretty much.
Summer
You're like,
school.
you get 2 weeks in the summer school.
They had to go to summer school, and they had to be away from home.
Summer school is the biggest bullshit of all time.
Dude, I had to do summer school, night school, all that shit.
Yeah, well,
I didn't like it.
be smarter,
Fuck you, man.
or attend more classes or do more homework. I don't know what it was. That's whatever. But and then on the West, I'm anti Los Angeles, so I'm gonna say nah.
I was like, nah.
I'm gonna say Denver.
Mama say, mama sa, mumakusa.
Denver. And yeah, I don't know. I would love to say Phoenix, but I don't think I don't think that series is gonna go the way I would like it to, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know who's gonna, but I think Denver gonna get to the conference finals.
Okay.
So whoever they face, as long as it's anybody besides Los Angeles, I'll be happy.
Cool.
And that's that on that. The most
Yeah.
in-depth basketball take we've ever given, huh?
No, that's not
The Kings. No,
We've had probably more in depth.
I think we
than
can
that.
steal the title of the Kings now
King shit.
because Budden used to be like, oh, the Kings, but they're not
We're
the
the
Kings
podcast
anymore.
kings.
Yeah,
I don't think we're the podcast kings.
we're up there.
We're like
Mm.
the podcast bishops. Maybe
We're like the Charles Barkley of podcasts. Like we're really good, but like we just never saw the.
we're not
promised
the
land.
greatest.
We never saw the promised land. Is what happened.
Sure.
Still early, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. What else is there? What's happening in the world? Any music come out?
This is the world. Oh, the
DMX.
DMX. Okay, so my problem is I haven't listened. Okay, so here
I also
on the way here, I put it on,
okay.
but I kind of was zoning out driving. I wasn't really listening to it as much as I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm ready to dive into a whole DMX album just yet.
That's one of the ones that like got to be on repeat for like 4 or 5
Yeah,
days.
you want to digest it and really appreciate it for what it is and understand what it is while you're listening to it. And I just haven't gotten there yet. I forgot that Friday was Friday and it was New Release Friday, so I didn't really check anything until yesterday morning.
I never really check new releases on Fridays.
I do. I try to
I
keep
get to
up
them
to
when I
date
get to
on
them.
what's out and what's coming out and things like that.
Well, we were like before we took the year off of potting, which still hurts my heart a little bit to think about. I was listening every Friday. I would go to iTunes, Apple Music, whatever the fuck they want to call it now, and I would go and look for all the new shit, download it, try to get through it, and it's just an unhealthy way to try to go about it. Like a beard here. It's like one full listen to an album is not enough, and if you're not giving it your undivided attention, which it's hard to do these days.
I'm a firm believer in digesting albums and before you critique them. It's
Right.
hard to
Which is why I don't go every Friday now. I just when I'm ready to go look at the new shit, I'll go get it, download
and
it.
the algorithm doesn't really give you an idea of what if you're looking for something, you got to go look because chances are like the Spotify algorithm, I don't have any other DSP, so I don't know. But Eddie,
It's the same way on Apple Music.
they don't show everything. You have to look it up. Like if Currency were to release something, chances are you're gonna have to check it out.
Which is stupid because
search it.
Currency released 95 albums and I have them all downloaded. So why would you not automatically tell me, hey,
Just tell me this is here.
right? Like based on your interests, this guy put out a new album. Maybe you want to download it.
I hate that shit.
Or how about just automatically download it for me? Let me check an artist and be like, hey, when these people come out, automatically download it.
That's it. But I think it's them trying to force feed specific artists down your throat.
All right, so real fast on the DMX tip, right? I was watching the shop with Jay-Z, and this is a spoiler alert.
And his favorite
Shut up.
athlete now, LeBron James.
This is far from
LeBron
the truth.
James.
Very, very far from factual. My two favorite athletes are obviously on the wall behind me, Anyways, so he was a spoiler alert in case you haven't watched this yet, but go watch it because I suggest so. Anyway, they were asking Jay about what it was. How does he feel about like the DMX passing, and like they had a complicated relationship for a while there. And so he was telling a story about the Hard Knock Life tour, and obviously DMX was on the tour with him. A bunch of people were, whatever. So everybody went and did their thing, and he's like telling the story basically about the first night of the tour, and so everybody else went. Then it was DMX, and then Jay was next. So he's like, I'm back there watching him, getting ready, like preparing all my shit for my part of the show, and he's like, just like the sheer fucking captivatingness of a DMX performance. It really. He said, I guess he had to step up his showmanship on the stage. So basically, he's like, I'm back there, I'm just waiting for things to get started. It's like all of a sudden you hear, doom, doom. And he's like, everybody like, all of a sudden the crowd's attention like was all focused. It's silent in there, right? Like dead silent, and everybody just like anticipating this.
What year is he saying this was?
Hard Knock Live Tour was probably in 98, 99 probably.
You guys got to remember, like 1998.
And it probably went 98, 99 because he said there was like 54 dates or some shit like that.
That was like start of like the pinnacle, or maybe in the thick of it, but right around like the peak of the Def Jam Rockefeller, they had everybody like Ja Rule, DMX, Jay-Z, Method Man, Redman, like everybody you could think of that was hot there in that time.
Go and look at the cast of Def Jam Vendetta.
Golden age. We talk about like Attitude Era being like the pinnacle of like wrestling, pro wrestling, like the eras. I think that was considered probably the golden era of hip hop, essentially, because I mean it was right before it was right around like the beginning of the bling bling. It was
hip hop's like Red Bull. This is what basically shot them to the top of the charts and the front and center of like the genres, and this is what put hip hop on the map, essentially, that little era.
One of the craziest. Like I wish I could have seen that tour.
But anyway, let me finish my story before it loses all its
I just
appeal.
wanted to give people context of like what tour, how big. If you don't know, this tour was.
Listen, they'll do their own research.
It was massive. No, they won't. I mean,
maybe they should.
It's our duty to give them some sort of idea.
We
of
give
what
them some background. But if you know who Jay-Z is, you know who Hard Knock Life is, you know who DMX is, you got enough.
It was massive tour.
But anyway,
and was that the first DMX tour?
No, I don't think so. Because when was It's Dark as Hell and Hell is Hot as the first solo studio, right? So when did that one drop? Like 95?
97, I think.
Was it?
Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe it could have been. It could have been, but
could have been early 98. Actually, no, I take it back. 98. Both of them dropped in 98.
All right. Well, anyway, so basically he's still telling the story, right? And he's like, crowd silent, da-da-da. He's like, and then again.
Because they dropped, remember, he 2 platinum albums. No, I'm just trying to give information because
not in the middle of my story.
It keeps coming to me
Yo
late.
ass don't know how to shut up. Stop interrupting me.
It keeps coming to me late.
I'm about to cut off your whole
DMX
microphone.
Had no, I'm sorry.
About to cut off his entire microphone. So anyways. All right, fuck the story. Anyways, what do you have to say, Sam? Huh? Your little Jet Life sweater. You want to talk about currency instead? Huh? You want to talk about some cars, some weed smoke, and getting a little monotone voice? What currency do today?
You're going to sit there with your stupid shorts and your stupid shirt and those dumb headphones with that green hat?
Kill my entire fucking story, man. All right, let's just go watch.
No.
Just go watch. I don't care about this.
No,
you killed it.
No, well,
it's over.
So talk about it.
Over.
I'm trying to give them tidbits of information about DMX while we talk about DMX.
Do I interrupt your stories and tell little tidbits about
you don't got shit
things that you do? No.
Tidbits.
Anyways, all right. So then basically, long story short, DMX captivated the crowd, and Jay was like, oh, shit, how am I supposed to follow that for the next 54 episodes or for the next 54 tour dates? And so he was forced to get his shit together.
You know Max went to that tour, right?
Entire appeal of the story. He did?
Yeah, he was lucky enough, like, he saw, I think it was at, because we have Allstate Arena in Rosemont, but it was known as the Rosemont Horizon. Like early in the 90s before they changed it to like the guy, because I guess the guy from Allstate, he call Allstate, we'll buy your arena. So and that's what they did.
The guy who asked, "Are you in good hands?" owns that place.
Serrano from Major League.
So now he owns that place.
He owns the whole arena. I've seen him there.
I bought Allstate. So I know you're in good hands.
Well, no, but he actually was able to go see it there, which is pretty cool. Like, I mean, because we were 13 at that point, so to actually been able to see the Hard Knock Live tour is pretty cool because it kind of is at that point where you almost miss the ability to know it.
Well, I mean, first of all, I still haven't seen Jay live, and I've been wanting to.
Not gonna happen, buddy, unless you get a little money, because that motherfucker charges so much.
Next concert, if here I'm going.
What was the last one? It was like $7,000 a ticket.
It was like I think they started at like $250, but they were in the United Center, and I think he had Beyonce.
I ain't trying to watch the top of his fucking head.
Listen, I'm telling you, man. Next time he's coming here, I don't know when he'll ever be here again. So next time he comes, I'm finding a way to go.
For me, it was
like do that. That's like the Michael Jackson Prince generation missing out on seeing Michael Jackson and Prince.
Well, luckily we've seen MJ play Michael Jordan,
right?
Which was again we saw the top of his head, but being in his presence.
He said he's the Mike Jordan of recording, and I need to see that.
I know, but I'd rather just see the top of Michael Jordan's head than.
You might want to fall back from recording.
Pause.
You're right. It's not important. So I'll force him to go for the hype. Anyways,
yeah, no, I am gonna watch that the shop. You know what? Do you know when it comes on, or it doesn't even matter anymore? Or do they release it weekly, or do they like the whole season?
I'm not 100% sure. Oh, yeah, weekly. I don't because they had the Barack Obama one, and then the Jay-Z one came out last night, and last night was Saturday.
Is there original programming on HBO Max?
Yeah.
So does that come out? So you know how Netflix, the way they release their shit is you just get the whole shit.
Mm-hmm.
Does that same thing happen to HBO Max, or do they make you wait weekly?
It's not like that across the board with Netflix either, but it's the same way. Like there's certain episodes, there's certain shows that they release them, weekly or whatever the case.
I think that they should make us wait a little bit.
That would defeat the purpose of a streaming site.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
that to me that would do it. I mean, like
fat asses are we that we have to watch? Like we have to indulge in our whole show.
I know we're like on the tail end of the pandemic, but we've been stuck in the house. Like, what else are we gonna do besides watch TV?
I guess that's true.
Man,
but to be honest,
you gotta speak to who you cater to.
How many episodes are the shop?
The first season was like 4 episodes.
Oh, that's not long at all.
There's probably like 12, 13 episodes of it.
Interesting.
And they're not only one person. Like,
is it always in the same shop?
No.
Or is it like a set?
I don't think they're always in the same shop. And like, for instance, Barack Obama when he did his, he wasn't in the same room with them, right? Because it's like the height of the pandemic. Yeah, so they did Zoom, and he was in a barbershop in his own little spot. I was like, I bet you that's the White House barbershop.
He went back to the White House?
We'll just go and chill in this barbershop. This is mine.
Hey, it's Barack. Can I get my haircut?
They're like, you come back anytime, Barack.
Can you imagine like the anxiety that comes with having to cut the president's hair?
Yeah. But I feel that way about any major celebrity.
Don't fuck it up.
I feel that way about
shit.
And then like your boy LeBron, right? He was getting his hair cut, and then when he finished, he was in a different spot all of a sudden, and had the cape off of him and shit. And his beard had like the longest little white hair sticking out, and the rest of it was all compact or whatever. He has this weird thing with his beard where it like splits. It like comes and like I don't know why, but if you see him from the side, it like splits right in the middle, and then he had just one extraordinarily long white hair. I was like, they didn't want to clip that.
Well, I'm sure Well, it's not from the mask because remember, how like
no, it's not from the mask.
Dude,
you didn't have a mask. How it was getting cut.
I walked in the house one day, I think Thursday. It's like she's like, "Why did you do that to your beard?" Like what? I look in the mirror and it's like the mask had carved out this section of my beard and like split the hairs, so it looked like it was like a bald spot.
So usually I have where it's like a bottom and it's like pushed to the side.
I have that where the bottom, like if it's too long, it like touches my mouth.
Yeah,
that's the worst.
Pause
indeed. It's like with the mask added a whole nother element to having a beard here. You know what I mean? Like,
it did. Well, the mask just really made everything terrible.
Still does.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. People getting vaccinated and the numbers are going down. And
how's your feelings changing on that a little bit?
No.
Well, I'm just asking. Little update for the people.
Yeah. I mean, listen, my stance remains the same. They forced me to go and get a vaccine in order to get on a flight. Fine. I'm gonna do it reluctantly, but I will do it.
Yeah, because I mean, at this point, I've caught that travel bug. I want to move. I want to go on another trip, man.
I've been dying for a trip.
And I think if
being
they-
at
to
O'Hare
your
yesterday
point-
really just kind of made it worse. I was like,
To your point, I think if they made us where we couldn't get on a flight, I would probably say, all right, fuck it.
that's really, I mean, and I feel like you're tying my hands there, and you shouldn't really be able to do that. But
That's the definition of tying your hands. Fucker. You
God.
shouldn't be able to do this, but all I know is that this is it.
let go of my hands. Unhand me, devil woman.
So you know that you said that you've decided on a trip, the location, right?
I haven't. It's not 100%.
I don't know if you want to divulge it, just in case the fans bombard you when you're there.
Yeah, you can have an autograph. I got you. No, so I was looking at.
Sir, I don't do autographs. I'm sorry, sir. I don't do it. Sir, your bill.
Like they do those BuzzFeed lists of like the best la-di-da-di-da-das.
La-di-da-di-das. It's the
La-di-da-di-das.
motherfucking
Fill in the blinks.
Diego Double G.
That's basically what I mean. So, they did like the top places to travel in July, right? And so
Specifically?
yeah,
Because
in
that's
July.
when you're looking
Yeah, because
Oh.
that's right. And I was like, oh well, I need to look at this
That's
list.
quite specific a
Like,
list.
This list is right on time.
If you want to travel on June 12th,
So there's a place called Oaxaca, Mexico, and I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing that right, but
Sound- when you first said it, I thought you were going over to Asia.
that's racist.
It's not. It sounds like a place over in Asia.
That's racist.
No, it's not. It sounds like a place could be in Asia.
That's like, okay, in all fairness, I thought about Tunisia, right? I thought that was in Asia.
It's in Africa, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in Africa.
Yeah, well, you should know that.
Why the fuck should I know that? You didn't have to. You know what?
I didn't say. Well, I've never heard of. Oh, Tunisia, you've heard of before.
Yeah, but I didn't know where it was.
Oksana, I've never heard of.
We've been through this.
but
My
it sounds like a
geography is
place that
lacking.
could be off the coast of like China.
My geography is lacking. It's not a secret.
Mine too. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I'm not gonna give you a hard time. Mine's pretty bad too.
There you go. So
People
anyway,
are like, you know where Italy is? I'm like, yeah, over there, motherfucker. Like
it's
where
the one
the,
that's like
where the
shaped-
plane stops when we get there, and I just assumed that they brought me to the right
It's
place.
got like a heel and then like a sole on the bottom.
We just get on planes assuming they're gonna bring us to the right spot.
Yeah. What if the pilot disgruntled? I don't know.
Dude, have I ever told you the story of
No, because I was still in the middle of my story.
All right, this one has to be told. So let me remind you about it.
All right. Yes.
You may have
So-
heard it, but it's freaky.
So there's a place called Oaxaca, Mexico. And basically they're like, if you look at like Cancun and Cabo, the same way they're like beautiful places and like really, really big tourist destinations. Oaxaca is very much the same, except for it's not a very much a tourist destination for some reason. They say it's like very like
Like a locals type of area, or
yeah.
if you know type of if you know
Yeah,
area.
I guess something like that. It still has like the charm of being like untapped so much.
Vivi brought us to one of those beaches in Puerto Rico. Like it was more like it was on the other side of the island. It was more locals oriented and whatnot.
Yeah, there wasn't
you
like
know?
just a ton of tourists all over there.
Yeah, it seemed like where we would like if we were back in the day, let's go to the beach. We hit like Montrose Beach or Foster. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's where
preferably
we went.
North Avenue if we could.
No, we
get
never
there.
went there ever.
The biggest waves were North Avenue Beach. The Chicago hint for you. But yeah, so that's really what I'm looking at. I'm gonna do some research about some. Here's my thing. I don't really care.
They got all inclusive.
They say they have resorts.
Okay.
So as long as they're I'm gonna do some research and really kind of narrow that
Are
down.
you? Is that's not set in stone?
No, it's not set in stone. I really don't really. It's not important to me where I end up, as far as like which town and which country and which island. I don't care about that. My goal is the same no matter where I end up in a vacation. I want an all-inclusive beach resort. I want a fucking tiki bar or whatever. I want buffets, and I want to be able to just relax. That's all I want to do. I don't want interaction. I don't want to go and like do excursions. I said there's 2 excursions that I would do, and it's very, very small chance that I do either of these. But I would scuba dive in like a little coral reef, right? Because I always wanted to do that shit.
That seems like a really dope thing to do.
And then I would do like whale or dolphin watching, whatever they got.
That would be dope. But you got to go to
as Vivi
specific
warned me,
places.
Make sure that they don't try to get you out there in a little tiny ass boat.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
think
make sure
if
that
you're
they
gonna
have a
do
bigger
whale
one.
watching, you should look into like I think that's off the coast of like California. You can do that kind of thing.
And there's mad places. For
Yeah,
it,
but I mean, I'm talking about if you're trying not to be on a like little, janky ass boat that somebody's like, hey, rowboat.
Yeah.
there." Like, where's the motor? Be
In
like,
the- in
I
the-
am the motor.
in the DR, all the Haitians who lived there ran all the excursions, and they didn't have like the most up to code setup with a lot of that stuff. They had like tiny little speedboat like you would get in Grand Theft Auto, where you actually didn't have like a risk of being eaten by a shark. They brought those to bring you like out to the bigger boat. And I was like, can't you just bring the bigger boat here?
And then can you just bring that guy over here real quick?
Right, like I ain't trying to. I understand like you can't bring him so close, but like
do something.
Yeah, make it where I don't have to feel like I'm gonna die on my way there. But yeah, so there was that. I mean, we already had the story. I almost died for that same kind of purpose. So,
yeah. So I mean, you do want to be careful in those.
Which is why I'm cool on excursions. I can just chill, eat, drink, and
excursion
relax.
For me. I want to I'd drive a jet ski. That would be fun.
Yeah,
like I think jet skis are always.
That's not really an excursion though. You just go and rent a jet ski and go and
I think
have a ball out there.
Technically, is considered that. Like you still got to pay to be able to do.
I thought excursions were led by somebody, and that's the
I don't think so. No, I think I think excursions are just. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain they're just things that you end up, paying for, like, and booking to do on your vacation.
I'm gonna say that I'm right and you're wrong because I've more traveling experience than you.
I mean, I'm
probably wrong, but either way, I'm gonna just root for myself.
It's like if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I could have been wrong, so I'm right. So I could have been wrong, but I was right all the time. What? Anyway,
it's like when I'm right, I'm right. But when I'm wrong,
also,
been right, so
I don't know what else would I do in a vacation excursion. Maybe like what we did in Puerto Rico, the UTV type of shit, that kind of thing, where you can drive like off road and like a forest.
Like that kind of thing, and still tour guide led.
Yeah, but you still have to, and that is also something like that's on you. You got to be careful about that, right? Like because you're driving the vehicle.
Yeah.
Like I'm more worried when I give somebody else my fate in their hands, like you did when you did the.
Yeah, never again.
Yeah. Hey, I was thinking about something. Do you think for the podcast we should start putting the chairs facing towards each other a little bit more?
But then I have to look at you.
Yeah, I know. That's the point.
Well, I mean, we can look at each other and look at the camera.
I know, but this is a little bit like. Do you think we should like?
We're gonna break the proverbial fourth wall and look at the camera.
Instead of like this, do we put it like that?
You trying to square up like you're about to take a jump shot?
No, I mean we're like talking.
Tuck your elbows
I
in
think we
shit.
should. I think we should consider that.
Keep your elbows tucked in when you're sitting on your chair.
I think we should consider that. Let's think about it.
But we don't have like a round table that like is at our height.
That needs to come. We have to find something.
We got to get like a weekend update desk.
Yes, with Colin Quinn.
Dude, did you see that fucking thing like for the season finale?
No.
That shit is hilarious. So basically, the two guys, I forget what their names are, but they have a tradition of basically on the season finale they'll write jokes for each other, and they both okay. So the host, there's one black guy, one white guy, and forgive me, I don't know their names, but the black guy always writes racist jokes for the white guy to have to say, right? So go look it up, man. The season finale weekend update for Saturday Night Live. Shit was hilarious. Had me dying laughing. He's talking about like they're gonna do a new Superman as a black Superman. I don't want to get into it. Go watch that shit, man.
Yes, Adam shouldn't be repeating any of this.
But it's just hilarious. I don't know. Definitely suggest you. I'll show you when we're done with this shit too.
We could check it out. Sneakers?
Yeah, I guess that's the time.
I think it's about time for the sneakers.
All right. Well, I unintentionally went with this green theme today, but it
happened as I narrowed down my search for clothes.
Well, yeah, I had jeans on, and I was like, man, it's like warm in jeans, and they're constricting, and
yeah, who wears jeans, man?
And then so I had to change the shoes that I wore because they had to match.
Lo and behold, this is what it is.
Yeah, so I think these, if I'm not mistaken, they are called these Sequoia 8s, right? And they're a bulky shoe, like it is what it is. You can see that
the 8s,
they look like
the 6s, the 5s are all bulky.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But this is it's a colorway that I enjoy. I'm not a huge 8 fan.
I want one pair, but it has to be like OG colorway.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you, but whatever. Again, it's not a shoe that I favorite very much. So if there's a colorway that I like, it doesn't have to be. Gotcha.
Whatever.
You got it. So you got a little newsies.
Little throwback to my era, really.
Little oldie but goodie.
Yeah, it's oldie but goodie. I bought these off of I think Champs website earlier, like a week ago. But I've been looking at them for a while. Like I like gum bottoms, and I've just been wanting to buy a pair of Air Force Ones, but I didn't want to buy a pair of Air Force Ones with white bottoms because that shit. One day they're all dirty, and now what are you gonna do? Gum bottom, it's a little different type of a vibe to it. And so I just been wanting to buy a pair, so I decided, fuck it, pull the trigger, bought a pair of ones, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I will say that, they fit way big.
Need two pair. I
Need two pairs. Get to stomping in my Air Force One. Big boy. Stomping in my Air Force.
So
there's keep going.
There's more of that Nelly for you.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep going. We're not Nelly.
I used to remember the verses. But
and Murphy Lee,
So these do fit big, man. Like I bought them in 11 and a half. I'm generally speaking a true 12 in most shoes, but this one is like a Timberland would be, where I expected it to fit big, so I bought it 11 and a half, so I don't have to tie it. You know what I mean? I like to not have to tie my shoes.
Yeah.
It almost feels like I should have bought an 11. That's how large they fit.
Never in my life.
Like they fit good now, but they fit. It's weird.
The problem is if you went down a size to an 11,
it would be too small.
It would be also more narrow.
Yeah.
And then like
at
you
some
have
point,
the pinky toe problem. Like I don't know.
At some point, I'm losing something to gain something.
Right.
So fuck it. I'll keep it at this. This is a good size. It fits good.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Also, we do have some stuff coming to the Patreon sneaker related. Just watch out for that.
True.
Yeah.
So
anyway, but yeah, so that's it.
That's it.
Yes, sir. Get the fuck out of here. See you later.
Go home. Go home. It's the end of How High. I don't know if y'all know anything about that. But yeah, so I guess that's a wrap. Maybe I'll rap. We don't really know. Try to keep people guessing now, Like,
Word.
is he gonna rap at the beginning of the episode? I don't even know.
Is he gonna do it? No.
But yeah, thank you all for tuning in to another installment of the podcast. It has been episode 94. It has been a good one.
Yep.
We will be having basketball wars will happen
At some point. We'll keep you guys updated as soon as something opens up with a court.
I think y'all should take bets in the comment section.
No, I'm all for that. Just understand we're at the mercy of things opening up for us to play.
Yeah, for sure. But we're gonna do it though.
We are.
Get done.
I think based on the way things are going, that they should be opening up to play ball at some point soon. So as soon as that happens, me and Adam will get on the court, judge where we're at, even maybe probably have the conversation of, should we even record this?
I mean, even if we suck, I think they deserve to see it.
The people deserve to see it.
Yeah. But
if it sucks,
Patreon people deserve to see it.
Patreon. Ain't going to free Treon your way to this shit.
Well, listen, shout out to you, the viewer.
Opposite shout out to Glenn.
Opposite shout out to Glenn and all that. Go as he usually tells for y'all. Go hit the socials.
Hit them socials. Follow us, please. Tell your friends about this podcast.
Tell your mama to tell her friends.
If you do enjoy it, and you know somebody that really would enjoy it as well,
some moms to watch.
Moms enjoying it too. It's cool. I mean, moms can watch this. I don't care. But I'm saying, if you do happen to know somebody that you think would enjoy this podcast, spread the word, man. We appreciate it.
If you make it this far, because you know what, from what my analytics tell me,
nobody watches this.
Ain't nobody get really this far. Like, I think the people who we comment, who we expect to watch this far,
but most people just be like, "What is this shit?"
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, shout out to y'all who make it this far, especially.
Indeed, we appreciate
particularly you.
Always.
So yeah, go subscribe and whatnot. And then we will holla at y'all episode 95. We're getting close to 100. We gotta get our shit together.
Gotta get them things together.
And then the Patreon people, man, we'll see y'all and see y'all.
See you for the after party.
See you there. See you on some other time.
See you at the after party.
Later.